8 Amazon FBA mistakes we made and how to avoid them with Mike Principi. Mike is my friend. He's an Amazon FBA seller from Italy, and we met a while ago in Phuket, and today he's here to share our wisdom with us. And we're going to structure this video is that each is going to be asking the other party about a mistake that he made randomly, and the other party will have to answer about the mistake and how he fixed it, and maybe a story connected to that. And our goal is to give some value to you so you don't have to do the mistakes that we did. So Mike, man, thank you for coming. I'm pretty happy to have you here. Can you introduce yourself to us, man? Yeah,
Sure.
Hey,
well, thank you first, man. Thank you very much. It's so cool to be on a video with you. Looking forward to sharing our experience. I'm sure we can help other people watching. And as you mentioned, I'm from Italy, from Rome. Started selling on Amazon about a year and a half ago now. Started first selling on Europe, then I dismissed the product and jumped into the US. And essentially since roughly a year, I left my old job, not because I became millionaire with Amazon, but because I decided to go all in on Amazon and other small digital online business projects because I could do it. I was in a spot, at the time in my life where I thought it would make sense to do that. I traveled for a few months in Southeast Asia where we met back in Phuket, as you mentioned. Then I was living in London before, it was just a few years I had been living there. I was pretty sick of that, and I've always been willing to travel. I had tons of international experiences. Currently, I'm back in Italy, back with my mom because of the pandemic situation. But looking forward to come back to Southeast Asia, and probably we'll meet somewhere there.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, man, I'm really passionate about Amazon and more broadly speaking about e-commerce, different business models to do online. So this is me in a few words.
Yeah, man, thank you for introducing yourself to us. Yeah, we met in Phuket, and I would say that pretty cool that you're passionate about entrepreneurship, I guess, and business online, because that's what we do. We sell on Amazon, YouTube, affiliate marketing, courses, whatever. There's so much stuff to do online, so many opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool, man. So, and you're from Italy, as you mentioned, which I'm not sure when people are watching this video, but right now, the situation in the world is kind of weird. But then, and in Italy, I guess, as well. So, hopefully you're staying safe, man, and what's nice about you being an Amazon seller is that you can kind of run it from home, man, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, exactly. I think maybe one of the coolest memory I have about, doing Amazon after I started traveling and, being nomadic, let's say.
Yeah.
It's probably, just doing Amazon in the middle of the day, hotspotting the internet from my phone while doing, I don't know, just random daily trip around. I remember when I was in Thailand or Vietnam, and if I had to, I don't know, send a message or, do a payment to a supplier in China, things like that, I could just turn on my laptop from my backpack, I'll work half an hour from a cafe, and then, take the scooter or whatever it was and leave again. It's very cool.
That's crazy,
really,
man.
really
Yeah,
cool.
For those who are in this, who like the travels and stuff, I think being a digital nomad, man, that was my dream before I got started with Amazon. And then it came true, man, and it's pretty cool. Although now it's a bit problem to be a nomad in this time of year, I guess, and this time of week.
Yeah, totally.
But it's gonna be fun.
I think No, you're totally right. I think I was thinking about that a few days ago because, now we're locked down, and I think many people reflect on what they really want to do and so on. Yeah. And I realized that at the end of the day, the reason why I actually got into all of this, looking at online business and so on, was because I like to travel.
Yeah.
I like international experiences. I've been living pretty much everywhere around Europe. I travel a lot, more in Europe, not so much worldwide. And that's the main reason probably that I got into Amazon and digital business, not the other way around. I actually wanted to travel first.
Yeah.
I want to start. I can't wait to actually take a plane again.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think once it gets back to kind of normal in a way, so I'll definitely also want to get on the roads and stuff, man. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, man. I say the topic of the video, as I mentioned before, is Amazon FBA mistakes we made and how to avoid them. So let me give you the first topic, and I'm gonna ask you what mistake you did in Amazon FBA, and let me just pick a random topic, man.
You go, man.
Actually, you said all in, man. You said you gotten into Amazon FBA all in. That means I guess you quit your job. Can you tell us a mistake that you did once you got an all in and maybe what kind of mistake you did once you got an all into Amazon kind of thing?
That's a good question. Which is usually what you say when you don't have an answer. Which is kind of true.
Well, something you would do differently, or something that, maybe, a proper mistake, something you did wrong.
You know what? I can say that confidently now after a few months, but I think if you go all in with Amazon, and I felt like I had a good, I felt I already had a good grasp of pretty much everything, because when I quit my job, I had already 7 months of experience selling in Europe. So I had a good grasp of pretty much everything. I think maybe I've been a bit slow, probably. Probably my risk, the risk appetite wasn't strong enough, whereas I think that was actually the best moment to go. I said all in terms of, lifestyle and so on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I should have probably gone even a bit more all in, meaning, you know what my product is, right?
Yeah.
You know that my product is an easy product to expand in terms of variation and things like that.
Yeah.
Now that I realize after a year and a half how long it takes to bring a product from conception to profitability, which is a lot of time, Start getting sample, modify the samples, negotiating 2-3 suppliers, picking up one, launching, reviews. It's, I think, at least 6 months or something.
Might be so.
I should have probably, when I quit my job, I had enough capital saved, because I had a good jobs in London. I was pretty comfortable living it. I might have gone a bit more all in terms of capital invested. I'll give you an example. I had what I decided to do was to discontinue the product I was selling in Europe and reinvest that money. For me at the time, there was a lot of money. Now I have invested even more. What I think is that I should have been a bit less cautious and probably back in the time add something on top of that money. Well, I think this has been a bit of a mistake, because right now I've been in a much, much better spot.
I see what you're saying.
So I think probably in terms of how to avoid it, training our risk appetite a bit more, it's very, very important, especially because I compare to people who invest their money earned way more slower, that makes sense in English, than what I was doing, because I had a pretty good job in London. So investing that extra some £1,000,
I see what you're saying,
wasn't the end of the world. See what I'm saying? So yeah, I think this might have been a bit of a mistake.
Right.
I think it's worth training your risk appetite if you can afford it, of course. If you can, then no. I think that I could, and I haven't done it enough, probably.
I see. So essentially, in terms of the mistake you made with going all in, is that you could have even gotten stronger inside the Amazon FBA game once you quit, but you took it, you kind of, maybe took it in more slower steps, but you would, looking back on, reflecting back on what happened, you would rather get inside stronger. Yes. All right.
Yeah. When I say stronger, or, just more, I don't mean just obviously wasting money. Probably, yeah, I should have invested a bit more, because I could do it, but still obviously making the right analysis of products and so on.
Yeah, also learning more maybe.
Probably, yeah. As you know, one of the products that I've launched has kind of failed. So again, that might be another example I've done. I was maybe on a way I'm saying go more into that. On the other side, I also see that there are mistakes that you do. So take the right precaution, check the market well, check the products and so on. But once you feel confident on one product because you did enough analysis, if you can, it makes sense to go all in.
All right.
If you don't risk to get on the street in case you fail, of course.
I see, man. All right.
Yeah, that's my idea.
Well, shoot a mistake. Let's see what you got. Like what I can share maybe with our dear viewers.
I talked about that the other day actually. In terms of, you might want to cut this after, but do you want to share online that you have a business partner?
Yeah, man. It's cool, of course. No problem.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then the question I had for you actually was, since I started Amazon with a business partner as well back in the days. It was almost 2 years ago, the first time that we started talking about it, and then we acted a couple months after. I wanted to ask you, what's the biggest mistake that you did with your business partner in terms of the relation between the two of you? Because I think that's something pretty difficult to manage, and it's easy to, get in bad terms with someone when you put a lot of money
Very nice question, man. Very nice question. So yeah, me and my partner were still from the beginning together since we started the business in 2016. And we have been through pretty much all the roller coaster of Amazon since then together. Yes, that's so. About a mistake. So, you know, in a partnership, in a relationship, yes, there are two sides, obviously, right? And I would say that, I don't know if it was my mistake or it was our mutual mistakes, is that once we gotten up with our sales or our lifestyle, we took each other up, you know, me, him, me. But at the same time, when we started, you know, more parties and, you know, all the good stuff, yes, we dragged each other, yes, because, well, that's just mutual.
All right.
And I would say that be aware for those who have business partners, yes, you, the dear viewer, if you have. First, it's understand that if it's a serious relationship, you gotta know who you're getting into business with, because you'll be probably for a while together. In Amazon, it's not a get rich quick scheme. So if you wanna actually get money and live out of that, it will take a while, like a year, two, I don't know, depends. Some people do it in a month, yes, I don't know, but mostly it takes a while. But I would say that our biggest mistake is that we just, you know, we kind of, it's mutual, you know, you start being lazy, you infect the other part with being lazy as well. So infect each other with good things, man. And that's what I would say. Aside from this, in the Amazon space, we kind of quickly understood what each does better. So that's something I would give as an advice. Understand what's the powers of each one. Like for me, my power is, I think, communication. Like I can communicate with suppliers and this, I like it. And so, but my business partner, he is more analytical. Like he can do the numbers, count everything. I don't like it. Like, and there are a bunch of other stuff. Totally. Like he takes care of the PPC. Like I don't do PPC. Like I'm not really good in that. Like pretty much nothing. But you know, each one takes the sides, and with time, it will be clear who does what. Yeah, and that's it, man. That's I think that what I would say. That's the biggest mistake is dragging each other either down or up. Obviously, better drag up. All right, let me ask you something, man. Or if you have an input on that, maybe.
There is a whole lot of people that do Amazon with a friend. I started as well, then we split it after a few months.
I think many people do it alone. Many people. No? What do you think?
Really?
Yeah.
I met a lot of people who are either planning or started, or one of my best Amazon friends slash mentor, big star and so on, doing it with a friend since 2015 and so on. I don't know, maybe.
Most of the sellers I know do it alone, man. But again, there are good things to it and bad things. The very good thing is that two minds are definitely better than one, man. You know, like, and especially if the two minds are different and can take care of different things. If one is analytical mind, the other one is humanitarian kind of thing, which is more me and my partner. It's a great match, man. Yeah, I would say we have, and also be prepared for. We never had really much conflicts, but you know, still we have to kind of decide: is this the packing or it's this? And then we kind of need to get to the, you know, to the
the right balance of your
balance. Yeah, but it's fine.
Attitudes.
If you eventually, it's good. I think it's good to be in a partnership. Just you know that you need to input your energy into that and nurture it, and it's good. Right, man. So let me ask you something as well.
Sure.
What? Let me see. Maybe a mistake about getting reviews on Amazon. A mistake you did in reviews, something connected to reviews. It's a big topic for Amazon sellers. Something you can remember.
Probably a couple of mistakes.
Right.
Especially at the beginning, I was relying way too much on friends of family, friends of friends, and you know, this couple of double, third, and fourth degree acquaintances. Which obviously at the beginning is the only way, especially if you start out and you are overwhelmed by 1 million different topics you need to study and learn, and you constantly hear about something new. So I think personally, and my business partner at the time, we just relied on friends and family, thinking that will be enough or all right.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit of a mistake looking back, because first thing is not enough. You need more. Many people tell you, yeah, for sure, you can get a free product, I will help you. And then they don't really want to do it, and it's comprehensible. So basically the idea is, first thing, they're not enough, especially if you sell in the US. Maybe in Europe, some niche, you can even start and sell well with 11, 12 reviews. But in the US, definitely not, and you need more. And second thing, you don't really want to annoy people that much. Even if from our point of view as sellers, you think, yeah, I'm gonna give something for free. Why wouldn't someone want to help me? At the end of the day, unless it's your brother, girlfriend, or friend of your best friends, they're gonna be bothered a little bit. So probably relying too much on them and having not seeing the thing from their point of view, that's a mistake. And you don't wanna be someone harassing someone else to leave a review.
Yeah.
You don't wanna annoy people. And second thing is you should really focus on having a system to get in touch directly with customers, because that's gonna be the game changer, lifesaver of your business. So yeah, and for reviews and many other things, but mostly for reviews, I think. It's important when you pick up a product that you start thinking since the very beginning about why you should have the opportunity to open a communication channel with your customer. Not even at the how, because how are Facebook, ManyChat, Instacart, many possible tricks.
Yes.
The why. Because if you do it, if you have a how but you don't have a why, people are not going to be willing to talk to you. One of my products, I did that, and yeah, people don't give a shit. They don't obtain my sequence or manager because they don't have any strong enough reason.
Offer.
There are many.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, exactly. What's in it for them? That's the question that you have to answer. And probably it's much better if you compare with a friend or with someone else and say, hey, if you find this on this product that you buy on Amazon, are you really gonna send an email? Are you really gonna scan the QR code or go on the Facebook group? That's kind of I think it's one of the things that you must take into account even when selecting a product, maybe. A small game changer, let's say.
Okay, I understand, man.
Yeah, I didn't do this enough in my first product. That's the answer to your question. I didn't do it enough, and I was very slow in getting reviews. And now looking back, I can think about 1 million different strategies to have those people get in touch with me, or just to solicitate them for reviews. Some are white hats, some are gray, some are black.
Yeah. We wear different hats sometimes on Amazon. That's right. I see. Well, you're saying that generally a system for reviews is important. I agree, man. I agree. And
and not rely too much only on friends of friends of friends, because that's not gonna work. Maybe with the first one, but what about the second one?
First few reviews it's possible, but of course reaching out to people first, it's time consuming, and I guess it's just annoying in a way. But I see what you're saying, man. Cool. Thank you for the input of the reviews. Yeah, about the reviews.
No, totally. I have actually written down a few possible things I wanted to ask you, so let me check my list.
All right, man, sure.
That's connected to a big mistake I did about a year something ago. It's about, have you ever done a mistake in terms of just listening something from a YouTuber or something like that and blindly applying it because you didn't have enough benchmark or experience and, I don't know, screwed up something?
Okay, good question. Let me think. That's if I was misinformed by someone and I actually applied it.
Yeah.
And then I
sensitive question since you're a YouTuber.
Yeah, that's true, man. I mean, generally, I'm trying to provide stuff.
I'm asking because I'm asking because I thought about something big bullshit I did back in the past this way, and that's why.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Let me think. Well, just as an example, there was a time like 1 year ago, I think, when people were still launching, maybe still they do, but they were launching with huge amounts of 90% off coupons, for example, with ManyChat, and they were asking a lot for the review and they would get banned. So that would be by somebody's mistake, but I didn't do that, for example. But what I'm saying is I'm thinking of some sort of a mistake that's connected to that. Let me think. Can you share your thing with us? What happened to you, if that's okay to share? Like kind of what the...
Yeah, sure. Yeah? Well, as I mentioned, when I started, I was selling in Europe, and I understood that some stuff that American YouTuber, anyway, international seller YouTuber would share wasn't really applicable, sorry, I don't know what's the right word.
Something like that.
To the European markets. Yes. But in one case, I completely missed that, and I basically paste and copy a PPC strategy that made no sense whatsoever for my product and for my market. And in 1 week, I burned so much money, man. Because I literally just, I don't know, that YouTuber, won't give names, of course, but the information, the strategy he shared looked just pretty good, pretty strong. But in fact, it wasn't applicable to my personal example. And I just burned, I don't know, way too much. I don't even want to remember the number.
You know what I would be one of my biggest mistakes? I don't know if for this one, like what I was taught, like I think, okay, let me answer your question. So
yeah, go.
I didn't understand that I need to sell products to people, I didn't understand there was a market in need. I thought you just get a product, like the numbers make up on Amazon, and that's it. Like that's there. You know, it's kind of, I didn't understand that there's actually a market that you need to laser focus on a niche. Like I didn't understand that you need to understand who you're selling to, speak in their language. I would say that's my biggest mistakes, because with my first product, I was totally, I do my own copywriting, like I learned it with time, yes, and I was selling the features, like this was the first product is Kitchen Caesars. That's my first product on Amazon. Like, you know, I was definitely selling the features, like, you know, sharp blades, blah, 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 you know, and I didn't understand that maybe that's actually bought by moms that are, for example, or by families. So on my pictures, I need to include that. No one told me that. They just told me like, you know, here are the numbers, check out the numbers, get it in and sell, which sold pretty well. But once I understood how to understand my market, I started getting much higher conversions, more sales, more money.
Yeah.
So that would answer the question, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. That makes
Mike,
all sense.
What mistake did you do in customer service? Like maybe something connected to customer service you did with some customer you had or something.
A small mistake, let's say.
Yeah.
One of that is that like for a few months, I included the wrong link to leave reviews, so that might be one of the reasons why I wasn't getting many.
That's good example, man. That's a great example. Yes.
Felt like an idiot because, yeah, I basically missed on a lot of opportunities to get reviews. And, you know, people really don't care about leaving reviews. If they click on your link and it's wrong, they just think, who's this idiot? And they are not going to open the next message where you say, oh, sorry, actually, the link that you didn't even want to click in the first instance, it was wrong. Here is the right one. And so that's going on for, I don't know, maybe 2 months, something like that at the beginning.
Check your links, guys.
And, yeah, and then another thing related to ManyChat is that this came up in a conversation with you, I remember, 1 year ago or something. We hadn't even met in person. Yeah, basically I was sending in the messages through the Amazon messaging platform a link to
I remember.
I had no idea. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You told me I wasn't allowed. I didn't know, and I'd never been flagged. I guess that maybe checks, you know, these kind of checks on in the European marketplace are a bit less strict than the US. But when you told me, then I checked, I understood how serious that could have been. I mean, I could have had my messaging platform blocked for some time if it was in the US. Kind of a mistake.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool. So gotta be straight with our links and check them, because many broken links in YouTube also, for the gurus watching or something. Check your links. And Amazon, definitely check your links on wherever, ManyChat, your emails, because broken link can lead to not enough reviews or just kind of shitty customer service.
Yeah. Right. Bad reputation.
Pretty cool example.
Yeah,
I think that's valuable.
The way to avoid is just the policy is that in Amazon messaging platform you can include link to an external website.
That's true.
Just so that people don't do a mistake. Any mistake you have done seriously with taxes, if it's something you can share, like you pay too much money or, you know, duties, stuff like that?
All right. So I would say that in your country, wherever you're watching, check out your tax situation, because once you're going to be making nice amounts of money, it depends, of course, yes, each one his own, but you will get taxed by maybe different parts of, for example, in Israel, we have Bituach Leumi. Bituach Leumi means national security, okay? And I wasn't that aware of how much I need to pay, but it turns out that you need to pay about, depends again, maybe it's different businesses, stuff. You need to pay like 17% of your final profit, I think. You see, even now I'm kind of getting. So in the beginning, I didn't kind of know that, and then they sent me like a big check to pay, and I was like, okay, like I just broke up the payment, no problem. Check out in your country, and that was my mistake. I didn't. Like, I have an accountant, yes, but maybe I misunderstood her, man, or something. Bituach Leumi sent me like a really nice sum of money to pay for, and I'm paying the sum, no problem. It's part of my, revenue and everything, but kind of sucked to get it because I wasn't aware of that I need to get this sum of money to pay. So I would say as how I fixed it kind of thing. Well, I started paying it and kind of I checked that the numbers were right and I'm paying it. So okay. But to you, dear viewer who's watching, just go and check before you even start selling, like exactly what you're going to be paying. It's not that hard, just ask. But I guess I was not enough, you know, I didn't pay enough attention or something, and then they just send me the bill home. I'm like, what? So
you just got too many things at the beginning. I mean, I did the same mistake with VAT in Europe. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. I like there are plenty of, because the governments take whatever governments, yes, they take parts of our
profit.
Yeah. So another thing I would say is like find the ways to cut the profits, like how you can maybe spend more on the business in order to put it as business expenses, in order to pay less. It's this kind of stuff, and you can again speak to your accountant. I'm not, of course, an advisor for this. Far away from this. On the other side, actually, kind of suck in that with numbers. But yeah, I'm saying that just check it in your country, wherever, kind of, you know, yeah. And that's it. That would be my mistake about this, I guess. And the way to avoid it is to kind of just be aware of what's going on and be prepared. If you're starting to make like bigger revenues, you might get taxed or whatever. Bituach Leumi is not the tax man in our country. We have taxes. We have like ma'am. Ma'am is like I don't know, like internal tax, and there's the tax, there's bituach. Man, you know, eventually nothing left to you.
Yeah. Like, man, I'm from Italy, so I understand things. Well, I've been living in the UK, in London for years, so I started and I operate right now as well with a UK business, but thanks God, the UK is a way more business-friendly country. Like Italy is tough, VAT, everywhere in mainland Europe, it's tough.
Yeah, so I spent most of my, like, the last 2 years, not most of my years, the last 2 years in Thailand, and I wasn't even much in Israel. I would go to, you know, to visit and stuff, but I still have my business open in Israel at this moment, and I'm thinking of how I can do things with it to move it to another country, because, yeah, man, but that's would be about this. So let me know which... yeah, I have so many, man. I would like to ask you a lot, but like, which mistakes you did with cashflow on Amazon with all the stuff?
Yeah, that's probably again related to the first 3-4 months. Actually, that might probably be related to my very first store and the way it went. I really didn't probably read not even a line before launching a product about how Amazon pays you back, right? After 2 weeks.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, sorry, 2 weeks after your goods are cleared. I don't know how to explain. You see what I'm saying? Once you sell a product, you have 2 weeks of time frame, and then if your payout day is up to 2 weeks, that's basically 30 days since you're doing the sale.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It takes a while to kind of.
Yeah, man. And basically, I did 2 very stupid things at the beginning. First thing, I ignored about this time frame. I just had no idea, to be honest. And second thing, I screwed up my PPC. Well, pretty often. I started just recently to manage my PPC well. So basically, I found myself in a situation where on one side I thought, wow, sales are going fantastic, because I was wasting too much money on PPC. So sales were going alright, but there was no profit in there. At the same time, the few cash that I would get back was delayed a lot.
Yeah.
I had already... One thing that I was doing well back then was that I had already rearranged a second order. My first one was alright. It was a good enough font, but it was also October, so Q4 was coming up. So I was about, with my friend back then, with my friend and business partner, we were about to reorder, relying on the money that we were supposed to get from Amazon. And when Amazon paid us peanuts, we thought, oh, fuck.
Peanuts.
Fuck, okay, if you want, you can cut this word, but, you know, we were supposed to get a good amount of money, some £1,000 on our first order sale, and we were supposed to reorder about 3 times that. And yeah, basically we had to add a lot of capitals of our own, which was alright, because we were both still working. Company back then, it was a good job, but still, we didn't forecast to put that extra cash. So yeah, how to avoid that right now is to actually manage my cash flow way better. Something that I feel many people are missing out a bit is I'm looking pretty often on renegotiating terms with supplier, or why not looking for alternative suppliers. Right now I have a very good one, so maybe this is the first time I'm not constantly looking for someone else, but you can always think about how to reduce every single, how to save some money on different stuff.
Very important.
Or if you have a packaging, if you have a product packaging, you can think about, your supplier as their printing factory. Try to look around for another one. Just to send an RFQ on Alibaba. Everything that can increase the profit is going to improve the cash flow a little bit. And that's how I'm fixing it right now.
Awesome, man.
And just get better at accounting software and things like that.
Great answer, man. Interesting. Yeah, it's very important to, specifically now in this time of, I spoke, you saw the interview maybe with Andriy Sadlak, yes? Where we spoke about 7 ways of making through this uncertain situation. Maybe we're gonna link it up here in the card for those who didn't see it, and also in the description. And one of the things we spoke about kind of cutting your expenses. So, and that's the interesting thing you said, man. It's also a good time to negotiate better terms with suppliers and explain them, because they're also human. Explain them like, "Go guys, like situation is tough. Like, let's see if we can get to some better pricing, even with the packing. Like, if you're paying like 20 cents for your packing, maybe you can pay 10 cents. I know it doesn't sound much, but it is much, it's twice. And if you order 20,000 units, for example, or something, just count the money. It's a lot. And
totally.
So, and
until you don't have a trustworthy relationship with the supplier, I don't want to say doubt about them all the time, but just keep an eye open, because there might be little things they don't tell you. I don't know, as an example, last year in summer, if I remember well, the dollar yuan rate was
something happened. Yes, I had.
Yeah, it was very bad for China. I don't remember exactly.
True. Yes.
So basically, it was a good time to negotiate a little bit. Just keeping an eye on this stuff, on the financial news, just to have a grasp, to just throw that in the conversation.
Yeah,
it can help a lot. Totally.
Awesome.
I don't know if you're aware of that, but I watched a super cool video by Stephen Black on how to manage profit and so on. And he referenced a book called Profit First. And it's all about restructuring your, cash flow accounting system in order to increase the operational efficiency, make sure that you actually don't waste profit around. That's something I want to do now.
Can you send me the link, man? We're going to include the link up here in the card, also in the description later on for those Stephen's Black video. Yes, it sounds interesting.
This book is called Profit First. I think maybe not for beginner seller, but it's very interesting.
All right.
For pretty much everyone.
Gotcha.
But overall, I think it's important at the beginning to really calculate very well how much money you need to budget for the first order, the launch, PPC, half of the second order. If you ideally you still have a job and you can get a couple of extra K if you need. Because if I didn't have a job and I had no savings back then, and I went all in with a few £1,000 back then, I would have failed. I mean, I wouldn't have the money.
You're right, man. You're exactly right. And aim for higher ROI, return on investment. That's a parameter you need to also learn, because if you have higher return on investment, you can quickly get into into a situation where you're profiting more and you can reorder more. And yeah, that would be great, because that's also something, not just profit, also the return on your investment. Yeah, that's a very important thing. All right. Cool.
Yeah. If you have a good grasp on these couple of metrics there, you don't need a degree in business management, but if you understand a few things about financials, that helps you a lot. That might be worth studying by side while you study FBA, broadly speaking.
Cool, man.
So yeah, I have the last question, right?
Yeah, that's right. The 8th question.
Yeah, we got to the 8th. Just a bit broad, and probably not throwing in the topic, but just broadly. What's the biggest mistake or something that disappointed you or frustrated you so much that if it happened, that made you doubt about FBA, or made you think, okay, you're done with that, let's start thinking about the next gig?
Interesting, man. So I would say that not really. Like, when I got into the Amazon FBA was after a few things that failed. Like, I've tried running Instagram, I did Periscope, I did some stock photos online, man. Not sure if you know this, yes, but I did try a few things. And then the story with my business partner, if he's watching this, man, love you, hope you're doing well. So we tried different things before Amazon. We tried opening a gymwear company, which with 3 people, yes, me and 2 friends, and it ended up us 1 year sitting and smoking, you know, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube, I'm not still familiar.
Sandwiches.
Yeah, we're smoking sandwiches for 1 year, man, and like we did nothing except of dreaming. You know, I got really good at dreaming at that point. Like I was, you know.
You got mystical.
Yeah, like I thought like, oh, we're gonna do this and the millions and the money, so that's good. You know, you gotta learn from each experiences. Then we tried, me and my current business partner, we tried opening a sunglasses business.
Okay.
And it ended up, man, in it's a funny story, man. I spoke to someone on the internet, right? I found a dude to create a website for us, right? We had no idea how to sell, what to sell, but I said, yeah, we need a website, right? So I find this dude online, like, and it was in Israel here. It was like 2016, I think. I called this dude. He says, yeah, let's meet up. You know, I can create a website for you. I'm like, yeah, sure. He told us to go to the city called Ashdod. Ashdod is near the not the river, the sea. Pretty nice town. And so he told us to go to this building and this number of room. And we go there in the morning, you know, and we go and there's no such room, man. There was no room, like say 539. There was no 539. Like, and I call him. He's like, oh, sleepy, you know, he's like, I'm like, dude, where are you? We're here, like, we're speaking about the website. Like, yeah, I'm gonna send someone, but there's no office, like, so, like, this kind of, well, it also died out, man. And
was it the prank or what?
I don't know, man, I don't know. The website looked good, like, they looked legit, like, they're creating websites, man, and so I'm saying that once we started the Amazon, I'm going to this, that we shaked hands with my partner, that dude, like enough. We've been like 1 year or even more procrastinating and like doing nothing, just smoking, you know, stuff and not too much doing something, you know, like it's time for us to, and he found, I told him, I think it was like this. I told him about drop shipping, something like this. And he Googled the Amazon somehow, or I mentioned Amazon. I don't remember. I think I mentioned drop shipping. He then comes to me, man, there's a thing called Amazon, like, and he bought the webinar, like, of Sales Hub, that's Ukrainian company, because I'll speak Russian. And then fast forward, we took a course, blah, blah, blah. And after a few months, we launched our first product, man. And a year, I was still working a lifeguard job, putting all my money inside the business, man, like growing it as much as I could, say my partner. And that's it. So to your question again, was there a moment where I wanted to quit? No. At point where we shaked hands and we said like, we're getting in, like I knew that that's it. Like you know, because I was also reading all the books, entrepreneurial, you know, mindset. I understood that I'm here for the long game. I wanna, you know, I understood my why, as you mentioned, and my why has gotten even clearer in a few years. And yeah, so kind of, I'm not sure if there was a moment. There was a really weird moment when we got on our, that's a freaking weird story. My first negative review, man, on the kitchen scissors was huge. Like the dude literally destroyed our company. Like he said like, you know, this and that, and like our sales dropped, I think then. That was like early 2017. I'm like, man, like what? It sucks. And he just destroyed us in the review. And nowadays I'm getting negative reviews, you know, I try to do my best to, you know, to get them less, obviously with good customer service, good quality products. Just as I remember the moment, it's connected in my mind with something negative. I felt like very bad with this review, and like, not necessarily because I couldn't deliver, just because like the sales dropped or something. But no, to your question, after we, you know, shake the hands and we started with Amazon, I never thought I'd quit. So yeah, that would be my answer, man.
That's great answer, man.
Yeah,
cool, inspiration.
Thank you for the question, man. Yeah, it's so funny, so many funny stories, man. And Mike,
it takes commitment. It's true. Like
it definitely, man. I mean, for those who are again watching, hopefully you're still here. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you can, just to, you know, kind of let us go up in the algorithm with Mike. But yeah, guys, if you're into doing something with Amazon really realistically, just put yourself in for a few years, and it's possible. Yes, you see many people who are into that. They're learning. They constantly trying. They're succeeding. It's not going to be easy. You're going to fail a lot, blah blah blah. But it's possible. It is eventually, but only depends on you and your mindset, your actions. Mike, tell me.
It all depends about. I think. Sorry, I just want to say it depends about how you cope with the with the shit that you're gonna have.
And you will have stuff happening to you.
Yeah, right. For sure. It's all about how you cope with this obstacle.
Many obstacles.
If you see a failure as an opportunity to learn or as a reason to stop,
that's exactly, man. Yeah, that's good words, man. And people should see failure as opportunity to learn, to improve, and just continue. I mean, we have one life. Why not try? And man, is there anything else you'd like to share with us? Maybe some wisdom of yours or something to improve our day, or just anything, man, whatever, or just shoot, man, whatever you want.
Well, I'm not that much of a guru, but I don't know, man. I just hope that people who watch this video can learn a lot from our mistakes.
Yeah.
You can leave my Facebook or, probably my Facebook.
Yeah, well, man. People can contact with
you. If anyone has any question or, I don't know, they just want to share their experience or say hi, just get in touch. And man, I think there are a lot of opportunities working online as much as in brick and mortar traditional business. I think digital business is big, and what's happening these days will just make it grow even more. Some fields are gonna boom completely, some areas. So it's worth jumping in it. I don't regret at all starting Amazon. Again, I'm not a big seller. I'm not, I don't have a Lambo. I'm not a millionaire, whatever. I just enjoy a lot what I'm doing. Some days you feel like you don't make progress, but as long as you're learning, personally, I really enjoy learning. So I'm constantly looking at different areas. And if you stick with that, it's just a great, I think, entrepreneurial school somehow, because you don't need a lot of capital to start. The more you have, the more chances you have, for sure. You can you can afford big mistakes. But I think it's just a great school. Like after Amazon, I started meeting people who would, give me new ideas or just inspire me somehow. I don't know. Maybe in a year I will be doing something different. I don't exclude that, but I just think that it's great if you have that idea in your mind, and if you're looking at Amazon FBA, you probably have the kind of entrepreneurial attitude, or at least you're curious, then it's a great way to start. And then from there you can go anywhere, really. That's just my words.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing this with us. And just to sum up what you mentioned or just said, is generally, keep moving forward. It's a great business opportunity, Amazon. Even if you're trying with low budget, if you want to try $1,000, try to get in. It's a good way to learn, to get that entrepreneurial experience, and try get your feet wet. I'm not saying you need to straight away. If you have previous business experience, maybe yes. But for me, it was my first business that actually moved. And I started kind of slow, it grew. But for those who maybe are in business years, they know the terms. I never knew what's ROI, and then what is margin. I never, So, but for those who have more experience, of course, you can understand, connect the numbers, and you put in $50,000 and you get out 200,000, yes. But for those who are totally new, even with smaller amounts, you can try, man. So thank you for your input, man. And yes, I'll leave Mike's contacts in the description, his Facebook, I guess. If you want to contact him, he's an Amazon FBA Italian seller. And man, thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. I'm really happy that you came in and shared it. I really enjoyed this interview, and I wish you, I guess, great day, man, and great life. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much for having me on the video. And let's just be patient with the pandemic. Let's use this time to learn something, learn skills. There are a lot of free resources. Let's be patient. Hope to see you soon in somewhere in Southeast Asia, I guess.
Hope to see you soon, man. Thank you for coming, and see you next time.
Thanks.